Hello, Bronco fans and football fans everywhere. Welcome to Broncos Breakdown. I am your host, Bronco Bill. This is Monday, August 23rd, 2021. All right, let's get right into this. This is going to be a little bit different. I'm not going to be bringing multiple topics. It's basically going to be the topic of the preseason and moving forward to the actual NFL season. And when I made a prediction, what I thought, what the Broncos would look like according to their schedule, the opponents that they played, and then the ultimate record as to what I thought the outcome would be. And at that point in time that I did that, I said the Broncos were going to be 8-9. Now that's 8-9 because it's a 17-game schedule now. We only have 3 preseason games. The Broncos have played 2. I'll get into that in a minute. And they have one more game against the Los Angeles Rams this upcoming weekend. So let me get right into it. So, like I mentioned in my previous videos back, you can check. I believe it was it was right after the draft. And when the preseason schedule came out, the regular season schedule came out, I went and did a video, and I dissected pretty much all the Broncos' opponents, the reason why I thought they'd win, the reason why I thought they'd lose, based on just the team we had last year and the drafted players that we got. And I came up with that 8-9 record. Well, I also said in that video that as it got closer to the actual regular season, I would do another video updating what I thought the Bronco outcome would be for the season based on how they played in the preseason, their opponents, and that kind of thing. So let me get right into it. So here it is. The Broncos have played 2 preseason games. The first game was against the Minnesota Vikings in Minnesota last week. This is being Monday, so that was a week ago last Saturday. And the Broncos won that game 33-6. And Drew Lock started that game. He did well. He wasn't outstanding, although I will say he did throw an 80-yard pass to KJ Hamler. Was absolutely brilliant. I mean, it was spot on. It led KJ Hamler. He caught it in stride, and it was an 80-yard touchdown pass. It was absolutely incredible, the kind of pass and the poise that Drew Lock had. It was, in my opinion, it was one of the best throws he's ever made. Granted, the Minnesota Vikings didn't play their number 1 defense. They had some starters out there on defense, but not all 11. They didn't have any one of their safeties or corners. They held out 30 of their top guys, their top 53. So that tells you a lot about that particular game. Now, that being said, the Broncos could have just, rolled over and laid an egg, but they didn't. Drew Lock, like I said, got the 80-yard touchdown pass to KJ Hamler. Those, other great plays that they made. Those, running back, running plays were great. The line was solid. They were opening holes. When you put 33 points up on the board, I don't care if it's preseason. I don't care if it's Pop Warner. You put 33 points up on the board and only give up 6. Your defense is solid and your defense is stellar. Speaking of defense, in that game, Patrick Surtain had a sweet pick 6. He jumped the route, and it wasn't from Kirk Cousins. I get it, but he still jumped the route, and he baited the quarterback and just jumped inside the receiver, caught the pass, and was down the sideline for a touchdown. That was a great play. Patrick Surtain is going to be an amazing corner. The Bronco defense is stacked, guys. The Bronco defense is stacked. And if we can have the offense put up numbers like they did against Minnesota and like they did against the Seattle Seahawks, which I'll talk about in a minute, the defense, all they have to do is hold their own. And that's what the defense has done in these first two preseason games. Now, no quarterback has been named as the starter per Vic Fangio. It's still up in the air. I don't know why, but the only reason why I can say why is simply this. Drew Lock is the incumbent Bronco quarterback from last year and the year before. Okay, this is third year. He deserves to have the shot at being the starting quarterback. But Teddy Bridgewater is more seasoned. He's more accurate. He's more experienced. I believe Bridgewater is 11-year career, if I'm not mistaken. He knows different systems. He's been with the Vikings. He's been with the Panthers. Now he's with the Broncos. So he has different viewpoints from quarterback coaches and coordinators and such. So in my opinion, and I'll get to that a little bit. I'm not going to go down that road right now. But anyways, they both look great. So a starting quarterback has not been named for the starting quarterback against the New York Giants in week 1. So let me get to the second preseason. Second preseason against the Seattle Seahawks. The Broncos won that game 30-3. Now, if you look at both those scores, Minnesota a win against Minnesota 33-6 was by 27 points. The Seattle Seahawks victory by the Broncos 30-3, 27 points. Ironically, Steve Atwater, who went into the Hall of Fame just this year, wore number 27. Coincidence? I don't know. I just hope it's a great, great omen for the entire season. 27 points win margin against the Vikings. 27-point win margin against the Seattle Seahawks. Steve Atwater's number, 27. All right, guys, that was a great game against Seattle. The Denver defense had an interception. They had numerous sacks. Bradley Chubb looked great getting a sack in there. They totally confused Seattle in that entire game. Towards the end, it was more like garbage time, but they still only gave up 3 points. They stopped Seattle, I believe it was 2 or 3 times on fourth down. Teddy Bridgewater threw a touchdown pass. He looked great. Teddy Bridgewater looked really, really good in that game. So I'll tell you at the end of my updated predictions for the Bronco year, I will give you who I think should be the starting quarterback. Guys, I forgot to get my pen. I always mark down what I feel the team's going to win or not. So here we go. Let's go back into the Broncos schedule. I have it, like I said earlier, I had it earlier as the Broncos winning 8, losing 9. So let's go back to that schedule and let's revise it. First game, Broncos at the Giants. I had that as a win. I still have it as a win. I don't see the New York Giants with the rookie quarterback and all of their issues that they have. I don't see Denver losing that game. Yes, it's on the road. Yes, it's opening day. I still don't see Denver losing that game. So I have that one as a Bronco win. Now, against the second game of the season, September 19th, against the Jaguars in Jacksonville. Originally, I had that as a loss. I've changed my tune, and I'll tell you why. I watched the Jaguars preseason, and I'll tell you what, that Trevor Lawrence does not look good. He does not look comfortable. He does not look solid in that game, in that system. He looks totally confused. He was sacked numerous times. He just didn't look comfortable. He didn't look like the Trevor Lawrence that came out of Syracuse at all. At all. And the only reason why I could say that, or why I base that on, or why I think that's the reason, is because it's the NFL, guys. The speed is faster. The game is harder to throw passes. The window is smaller for receivers. The timing, your progressions as a quarterback is a lot shorter than in college. You can't do in college you can't do in the pros what you did in college. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work because it's the NFL. It's the best of the best. So I have the Broncos winning that game against Jacksonville. Now Denver comes home and plays the New York Jets. Now I have that one as a win, but originally I had that one as a win. But now the Jets, when they played the Packers in the preseason, they destroyed the Packers. Now, is that the real Packers? Is that the real Jets? I don't know, but that's a Bronco home game. And I had that down as a Bronco win in my first prediction, seasonal prediction. I'm a little hesitant right now to give them a loss because it's the Broncos' first home game, and I really feel that the crowd's going to be pumped. There's going to be fans back in the stands. It's going to be electric. I just can't see Denver losing that game. So, I'm going to stick with my original call and prediction and give the Broncos a win right there. So in the first 3 games, I have the Broncos winning. Now, I'm not giving scores because I don't know. I mean, on paper, it could be 33-6. In reality, it could be 20-17. So I don't know. I'm not giving scores. I'm just saying who I feel is going to win or lose. Baltimore Ravens, Week 4, October 3rd, at Denver. Now, I haven't seen any Baltimore Raven preseason games, but if it's the Baltimore Ravens of old and the Baltimore Ravens that always give the Broncos a hard time, I don't care if it's in Denver. I don't care if it's in Baltimore. I don't care if it's at a neutral site. Baltimore Ravens are tough. Their defense is tough. It always has been tough. I'm going to stick with my prediction originally and give that a loss. I don't see the Broncos beating the Ravens. I'm sorry, guys. I just don't see that happening. Week 5 at Pittsburgh, October 10th. I have that originally down as a loss. And Roethlisberger doesn't look good in preseason. He looks average. The team looks average. Yeah, they've got some wins in the preseason. But I had that originally down as a loss. And it's at Pittsburgh. I don't see Denver winning that game. Pittsburgh's always been tough. Yes, we've beaten them, with Tim Tebow in the playoffs, and we beat them with John Elway. I understand that. But that was yesteryear. We're talking about this team here, 2021. I don't see the Broncos beating the Steelers in Pittsburgh. I would like to see it. I hope to see it. I want the Broncos to go 17-0. But that's not realistic, guys. It's not realistic. And I don't see the Broncos beating the Steelers. So I got that down as a loss. Now, Week 6. Las Vegas Raiders, October 17th, at Denver. I had that originally as a win, and I'm sticking to it as a win. And here's the reason why. The Raiders always play the Broncos tough, but this is in Denver. And Denver is a different arena. It's 5,280 feet. It's a mile high. The air is thin. I know, guys. I know the Raider fans travel and they got all that stuff hanging out their shoulders and face dressing, whatever. I get it. That doesn't matter in Denver. The Broncos I see as winning that game. So I have the Broncos winning just like I had it earlier when I did my first prediction. Okay, now here comes Week 7. Denver at Cleveland, October 21st. That is a primetime Thursday, the only primetime game the Broncos have this year in Cleveland. Now, Cleveland is a much, much better team than years past. They are a much better team. Their defense is more solid. Their offense is more tuned. Denver's going to have a very, very tough time in this game. Now, I said earlier in my first prediction that the Broncos will win that game. I'm not too sure now. I'm really not too sure because they have Bradley Chubb's brother on that team as a running back. He's a solid running back. But we have offensive weapons as well. We have Cortland Sutton. We have Jerry Jeudy. We have Noah Fant. We have Gordon in a running back. We have Williams as a running back. We have either Drew Lock or Teddy Bridgewater. We have a defense that is, in my opinion, the no-fly zone too. That's how I see it. We have Bradley Chubb on one end. We have Von Miller on the other end pressuring the quarterback. Do I keep this as a Bronco win? Absolutely. Yeah, that's a Bronco win for sure. Then we have the Washington football team at Denver, October 31st, Halloween. Really? You think, guys, we're in orange. We wear orange, we're at home. That's Halloween. Orange. Yeah. How fitting. That's a Bronco win. Come on, we can't lose to the Washington football team. Not a chance. Not at all. All right, week number 9. Denver at Dallas, November 7th. I have that down as a loss. But I'm not too sure now. And I'll tell you why. Yeah, Dallas has Dak Prescott, and they have their offense, and they have their crowd, and they have, Dallas Stadium, the whole bit, the whole Jerry Jones, theatrics. I got it. Do I stick with the loss that I said earlier? Yeah, I do. I do because it's on the road. The Broncos are going to come off of 2 games that are weak, in my opinion. Maybe not weak with the Browns, but beating the Redskins and coming off that win on Halloween and just feeling good about themselves and the whole bit. Yeah, I think they have a little bit of letdown in Dallas. I think Dallas gets this one over Denver November 7th. All right, week 10, November 14th, Philadelphia Eagles at Denver. Now, the Eagles in preseason, they haven't looked good. Joe Flacco, I saw him the other night. He was thrust into action because the quarterback was he went to the hospital for some reason. I don't know what the reason was, but he went to the hospital, and that just wasn't good. Now, is Joe Flacco going to be the quarterback for Philadelphia to start the season? No, I'm not saying he is. But what I'm saying is, with Denver's defense and just the way Philadelphia looked in that entire game the other night, I just don't see Denver losing that game at home. So I have that one down as a win, like I did earlier. Now, week 12, November 28th, LA Chargers at Denver. I had that one down as a win. And I still have it down as a win because Denver's at home. It's a divisional game. It's going to be a hard-fought game. This is only the second divisional game that they played in the first 12 games. They have the Raiders in week 6, and now they have the Chargers in week 12. They haven't seen the Chiefs yet. Not once and not twice. They haven't seen the Chiefs at all. So this is a divisional game where they got to take advantage before they see the Chiefs, before they see Patrick Mahomes and company, and that team, and that coach. They have to take advantage of these division games, meaning the Raiders and the Chargers. I have that one down as a win, just like I had it down as a win in the first time I did this. All right, now let's go to week 13. Denver, like I mentioned, at Kansas City. I had that down as a loss in my first prediction. You think I'm going to change that? You think I'm going to change that to a win in Kansas City against Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs and those crazy fans? Nope. I got that one down as a loss for sure. No doubt about it. I mean, I can't. How can I go against them? We come off a Charger game that, let's say, the Broncos win. Maybe it's a close game. Maybe it's a blowout that Denver wins. I don't know. Either way, it doesn't matter. The next week is Kansas City, defending Super Bowl champions. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, their running backs, their receivers, their defense, their coaching. Kansas City, Arrowhead Stadium. No, that's a loss. Okay, then I have the Lions week 14. Oh, I don't. The schedule has the Lions week 14, December 12th at Denver. That's a win, guys. That's a win. We can't lose to Jared Goff. He's not that good. Why do you think the Rams traded him? They wanted somebody else in Matthew Stafford. They didn't want Jared Goff. He didn't do anything for the Rams. And guess what, guys? He's not going to do anything for the Lions either. That's a Bronco win at home. Then I have the Cincinnati Bengals, week 15, December 19th, at Denver. I have that as a win previously, and I have it as a win this time around. And the reason why, again, is Denver's at home. Cincinnati's not that good. Yeah, they're much better, much more improved than years past. I give them that. Absolutely. Sure they are. But they're not a Super Bowl contending team. They're not Super Bowl type of caliber. They may down the road, but they aren't right now. And I'm not saying that Denver is. I'm just saying with this defense and the pass rushing ends that we have in Miller and Chubb, and no matter what quarterback we have, our receivers, our running backs, yeah, that's a Denver win at home. Now here's a tough one, guys. Week 16, Broncos at Vegas Raiders. I had that down as a loss before, and I have it down as a loss this time. And here's the reason. The Raiders are at home. It's a brand new stadium for the first time ever to have fans in the stands. You think that place is going to be loud and raucous? It's a dome, guys. It's going to be insanely loud. It's going to be hard to hear the signals. It's going to be hard to get audibles called. It's going to be incredibly crazy in that stadium. And I don't see Denver winning that game. I absolutely do not see it. I wouldn't be surprised if they got blown out. Not because I want them to. Not because I think the Raiders are any better. I don't think the Raiders are better than the Broncos this year. Absolutely not. But what I do see is the advantage the Raiders have with that stadium, with that atmosphere of Vegas, with that all the lights and the show and then the hoopla. Yeah. There's no doubt in my mind that Denver loses this game. I hate to say it. I don't want to say it. But there's no doubt in my mind that Denver loses that game against the Raiders in Vegas. Now we go to Week 17. Week 17, January 2nd, Broncos at the Chargers. I had that down as a loss last time, and I have it down as a loss this time. But I'm kind of on the fence on this one. I'll tell you why. If the Broncos lose the game, which I say they will, against the Raiders the previous week, that's going to do one of two things for this Bronco team. If this Bronco team is on the verge of going to the playoffs, maybe on the heels of the Chiefs for winning the division, they could use that loss as a motivation to really come out and play super hard and super focused against the Chargers, even in LA, SoFi Stadium, where there could be a third or a quarter, a half of the fans will be Bronco fans. So they're going to have support in SoFi. But if they come off of that loss and they get dejected, after coming off the loss against the Raiders, I should say, feeling dejected, down, maybe it's a close loss. Let's say maybe it's a 23-21 loss because of a late field goal and they feel dejected. Yeah, they could not have their A game against the Chargers and lose. So I'm kind of on the fence on this one, but because it's in LA, because it's at the new SoFi Stadium, because it's the first time that the Broncos have been there with fans, whether it's fans for the Chargers or hopefully it's predominantly fans for the Broncos and they could have another home game in LA. I could see that as a win. But right now, going by how this whole thing is played out and what I see, I'm putting that down as a loss. And then the last game of the season, the week 18, the Chiefs at Denver, January 9th. Sorry, guys. I have that as a loss previously. But, if the Chiefs have already sewn up home field advantage throughout the playoffs, they've won the division, the AFC West, and there's nothing to play for, and they rest their players, I see that as a win. But I don't know that now. Nobody knows that now. I don't know if the Chiefs are going to have a major injury where their team falls apart. I don't know if there's any issues that could cause them not to win the division, get home field advantage in the AFC throughout. I don't know that. Nobody knows that. So going on paper just today, August 23rd, 2021, Week 18 prediction, I had it originally down as a loss. Knowing what I know today, not knowing the future, obviously, I have that one down as a loss as well. So let's go back and recap. Originally, I had the Broncos going 8-9 in my previous predictions. Now I have them going 1, 2, 3 losses, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now I have it, the Broncos going 10-7 as opposed to 8-9. So now if the Broncos are going 10-7, that's playoff possibilities, guys. So where the 2-game swing? Well, there was a 2-game swing. Yes, absolutely, there's a 2-game swing, and those 2 games were the Jaguars, which I had as a loss. I had that as a win. And then the other one was the Broncos and the Eagles. I had that as a loss. I now have that one as a win. Those are the 2 differences. The game against the Jaguars, the game against the Eagles. Those are the 2 games earlier I had as losses. I now have as wins. So what do you say, guys? Do you think the Broncos will go 10-7, 8-9, 9-8? Or any other numbers you have? Those are the games, guys. Based on what I've seen in the preseason from the Broncos and from other teams, this is now my updated, revised Bronco schedule, evaluation, and the Bronco record as I see it at the end of the year. What do you think, guys? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you think, what you feel. Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I way out left field? Let me know. That's it, guys. That's all I have for now. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. We'll talk to you next time. Take care.